Everybody know that I put all our videos on YouTube, created channels, created playlists, and there'll be a simple spreadsheet, just single one, with a link to each playlist. So we don't have to, store them all on OneDrive and stuff like that. It'll be a lot more user-friendly for those who want to access those videos. So welcome, everybody. So this is our agenda for today, and we hope to have a healthy discussion and some questions. And I'll just go very quickly with the progress update. There's a lot going on, but just a quick summary about the initiatives, the methodology, and the tools and the pilots. And then Scott and Charlie will talk about the September workshop, and then Mark may have a few words about year two that starts in September. So let me just go with just a quick update. This is the first page of the spreadsheet that contains the assessment tools for characterizing the business process and assessing technology. We have a similar one that I'll show in a minute for change management. And we also have tools in place for the people side of things, workforce and organizational culture. We have an assessment tool right now that uses Microsoft Forms, and then presentation is in Power BI. We are planning to modify that and add a different option to make things easier for people. The reason that I brought up this map is because it kind of shows the steps as we go through different stages of improvement. Here is the preliminary planning and initial improvement process decision or definition, development of vision and goals, selecting the business process, just a high level activity before we actually initiate it. And then once we initiate it, we have a couple of options. One is to look at the business processes and technology and people, in which case we would go this way, and we would engage the people assessment at this point when we're analyzing the business processes after we've identified all the stakeholders and everything. So the things that are this red box here just shows what's in this specific spreadsheet. And the reason that we have done it this way instead of Microsoft Forms is it's a lot easier to disseminate. And just to show you an example of a different one, where are you? This is the one for change management. And you can see that the red box now indicates that this is about this type of assessment. And we're going to combine these things. One of the things that's an option for getting feedback and interaction during the workshops and sessions is to use Mentimeter, which we have used in our meetings a lot, in which case the questions are asked in a Mentimeter, and we get instant feedback. And this is just an example, because what happens, the way we would work it is Mentimeter provides kind of a little bit complicated spreadsheet that it automatically can provide. There are different sessions if you want to talk to different groups at different times. So I highlighted here session 4. So for session 4, this is the other automatically generated output from Mentimeter. And what I've done is I've just worked off these worksheets to generate a summary table, Microsoft table, that can then be used to create dashboards. This is not very complicated to do at all. And then dashboards can have some of the functionality that we have had in Power BI, such as, for example, if you look at different, these are the questions or the statements for executing change. So if you, and these are the responses from disagree to new to strongly agree. And then if you go to different tabs here, you can see how, you know, the overall what the responses were. One can use that. There's also a different just example of a dashboard that uses a little bit different a little bit different formats and graphs. So the idea is that we would get these kind of colorful reports for analysis and stuff, but we would stick with spreadsheets instead of going to forms in Power BI, because it appeared on the first tries that it's a little bit complex for people to do that. So that's kind of what we've been doing on these assessments. And these things here, these things here, you know, developing business process models and designing, analyzing as is to be. We've been doing this for a couple of years. We have at least 18 case studies already. So that's why I didn't want to go into that much detail right now. But these initiatives, the pilots that we are envisioning, and some utilities have, a number of utilities have already defined what they would like to do, from you know, Kansas City, the project closure, and San Francisco has a couple identified decommissioning assets, for example. And so the work is going along, and these assessments are intended to help that. So if we look at that, there's a lot of activity going on. What we're also trying to do is connect different initiatives. So for example, we have an initiative on asset management, and there are there's overlap in interest between that and, let's say, the energy management team. So we're going to identify processes that are important for both of these areas. And at the next meeting of the energy management team, the asset management team is going to come in and show what they've done on life cycle costing. And there are some processes on the energy management side that are interesting for the asset management team. On the energy management, they're common with the asset management team. So I'm going to stop now and see if there are any questions or thoughts on this first, you know, first item, which is what are we really doing? There's a lot of activity going on. Any questions? Okay, so what I would just do before we move on to the workshop, I would encourage utilities who are interested in doing pilots to contact the program team, either Scott or me or Mike Barnett, and we're here to really help with every step of that effort, and provide support and review the models, help build the models, whatever you need. So just one more chance to see if there are any questions. Okay, so this is a short meeting today. Oops, what? Hang on just a second. Okay, I'm not sure what happened, but this is the topic that we want to discuss today, the workshop, and I'll let Scott and Charlie chime in. Scott.
Yeah, thanks, Cello. You know, Charlie, I'll run through this quickly, and then Charlie can chime in and correct everything that I misstated and all. But we're real excited about the planned WISE workshop that's coming up. Cello sent out a few days ago information about that, along with a link to registration and how to deal with hotels, etc., and an encouragement for people to sign up. And so if you didn't receive that, let Cello know, and he'll make sure that we get that to you. But everybody should have received that. And just to summarize, and give a little bit more background, that it's going to occur on September 12th through the 15th in Kansas City, Missouri, and it's a central location. People are indicated that they'd like to travel on Monday, that was their preference. So we've scheduled it to begin in the afternoon, and so you can arrive early on Sunday if you like, but you're able to minimize your stay by traveling on Monday morning, and then we would meet in the afternoon, and then we would actually finish on the 15th at noon, so that you can travel in the afternoon of the 15th as well. So it'll be half a day on Monday, half a day on Thursday, and then Tuesday and Wednesday would be full days. And we've had very positive experiences in Portland and then in Anaheim with in-person workshops. People really like getting together with the cohorts that they've been working with online, but the in-person experience, you can accomplish a lot. We accomplished a lot previously, and there's a lot of networking opportunities. There's a lot of time to work together with the overall group, and have breakout sessions as well with the teams, and to do work. So we're looking forward to that in-person opportunity. It's a learning opportunity. And one thing, observation, is that people have been working in teams. So if you might have been working with CIP or energy or technology or one of the other groups, this is an opportunity to learn about what the other teams are doing and find out how you can integrate that other work and those assessment tools and everything into your improvement efforts. So it's going to be a real good experience. There's going to be an opportunity to hear about the deliverables and case studies, as Cello mentioned, and also to refine plans for the next fiscal year as well, which starts in September, and this will be an important kickoff for that. We have the basic outline of an agenda. Cello's in the process of polishing that agenda, and in part it depends on who's going to be there in terms of what case studies are reviewed, and what kind of speaking parts different people have. So we're definitely encouraging everybody to register as soon as possible. You have the link, and if you're thinking that this is something that you're going to do, even if you don't have authorization yet, you could go ahead and register. You can make hotel reservations that are actually cancelable as well. And so there's really no risk on your part to go ahead and sign up. And we're really encouraging people to do that, so that we can, polish that agenda and finalize it, and really anticipate everything that we're going to do. Huge kudos to both KC Water and WEF for their efforts. I mean, it's no small task to host this. Charlie's on the line, Charlie Stevens, and he and Dan Ott and others in Kansas City Water have done a great job in figuring out the logistics and everything associated with all of this. We have a hotel. We have special room rates that's a real bargain. They also serve breakfast. So it turns out, and thanks to KC Water and WEF, KC Water is basically, and their community partners are covering the lunches and the breaks. Your breakfast is covered, and then WEF generously is basically hosting and sponsoring and paying for the 3 dinners on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday night. One of those is going to be jazz night, and we'll have more details on that. So we'll have jazz and entertainment one of the evenings, and we have meeting or rooms that are reserved for us. So it's going to be a lot of fun. KC Water has also is going to be shuttling people between the different venues. So we'll have the venue of the hotel. We have KC Water offices where we're holding breakout sessions, and basically the transportation between those things and the restaurants as well will be provided. You need to pay for your airfare, pay for your good bargain hotel rates, and your transportation to and from the airport. But really, the other expenses are pretty much covered. So we're trying to minimize those expenses, and it's a good deal. So again, we're encouraging you to register right away and to make your hotel reservations. We have a block of rooms, and the hotel is reserved a block of rooms for us. So we want to basically fill those up. Charlie, you have any good words for us? I know you guys are excited about this.
Yeah, we're looking forward to hosting it for sure, and welcoming everybody to Kansas City. If you've never been here, I think it's a good venue. Just being able to get here pretty easily on Southwest Airlines or other airlines, depending on the area you live in. A lot of times you can get direct flight, so that's a bonus for a lot of people anyway. It's really all I have. I'm looking forward to it myself, to learn from others too, and get to meet people in person again, which will be a blessing. So looking forward to it.
Yeah. WEF has the link that's in the email that Cello sent will take you to a WEF site that has additional information also about Kansas City and what a great city it is, and what things are going on there, as well as other information, about the hotel and how to contact them and so forth. So, thanks to Charlie and his team, as well as WEF. Lisa McFadden has been leading that effort for WEF, and we're really looking forward to it. So, Charlie and I and Cello and the project team are, available to answer any questions that you may have now, but certainly any input that you want to provide, just send us emails, and we're as we quote polish the agenda, we're gonna take your comments into account. Any questions? We're going to continue to send out reminders, and you're going to be hearing from the steering committee, and we're going to be giving updates on information, describe the restaurant venues, and I don't think Cello is going to be participating in with the jazz ensemble, but if he wants to, he sure can. I know he's a big jazz fan, but it's really cool what we're going to be able to do, and have real productive sessions and have fun while we're doing it.
Great. Thanks. Thank you, Scott. Any questions, really, just contact, let us know. And the sooner, even if you cannot make it, which I hope is not the case, it'll be good for us to know, because we have to gauge the number of people that we reserve in a restaurant. WEF has to know, and just to plan everything. That'd be really good. So year 2 of the WISE program starts on September 1st, and Lisa McFadden couldn't be here this morning, but WEF will be sending out notices about that, and I hope that everybody rejoins this effort and we continue this journey. And like Scott mentioned, we're part of the workshop in Kansas City is going to be dedicated to planning what we're going to do next year. So it would be very, very useful if you can let us know as soon as possible if you will be able to make it or not. We do have some draft plans and outlines for what we think should be done, but this is an effort for utilities and by utilities, and they need to have a voice in defining what we're going to be doing. So there's really way too much going on these initiatives to give you like a sense for all the work that's ongoing. But I want to say that there's been really good participation, and some things we'll be making some corrections and adjustments as we go. But in general, we have really wonderful teamwork on these initiatives. Any other thoughts?
Yeah, Mark, did you have any additional comments? I think you're on the line.
Mark is here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi. Excuse me. Can you guys hear me? Okay. I'm using my phone. Just want to make sure.
Yes.
Through all right.
Yes.
Great. Yes. Thank you. Thanks, Scott, and thanks, Cello. Let me just run down a list of possible areas that we're looking to add to our overall database and understanding of how our utilities work. We're talking about strategic planning and implementation. I've got there's actually Ryan Locicero from Clean Water Services is looking to lead that effort, and we're going to have it this first year. We're going to look at focusing on some very specific things to make sure that we're adding value there. We're talking about a risk register that will help drive investment. So how do we create a risk register, and how can we then use that? That's another business process that we've talked about in starting in the new fiscal year. We've also got information management systems and IT systems integration as a possible area, climate change and resilience, as well as asset management information systems. And so these are areas that are under consideration. We've talked with them with the steering committee about it as well. And so we're super excited. We're obviously going to need groups to work on that. So if any of those strike a note of interest for you, please let me know, or let the program others on the program team know, and particularly if you have an interest in being a lead for that area. This list will also go out with a letter that's going to go out with the invoices for FY23, which starts September 1st. So you'll see this list as well. And again, I just want to emphasize how much we appreciate your participation and where all these great ideas come from. And I also want to mention that the current topic areas are planning to continue. This is one of the great things about sometimes it presents a challenge for the program team members, but we love the fact that people want to keep going and want to keep improving processes and want to keep adding additional sub processes and details, and really build on that network that they've built in this process. So that's a quick update. I'd be happy to take questions if anybody has them.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other thoughts that people want to share? We've got a couple of minutes left in our time slot just to see if there are any questions about the workshop or the progress or anything. Okay, I'm not going to call on anybody except maybe for Marco.
You never let me off, huh?
No.
No, I mean, things are great. Yeah, I'm a bit anxious right now because I see that this date of the a meeting in September may conflict with something. So I'm becoming a little forlorn about this. So I'm gonna see what happens to see if I can maneuver some things to change.
Okay, well, we very much hope that you can make it, Marco.
It would kill me not to hear you perform.
It would kill you to hear me perform, let me tell you that. Anyway, well, thanks everybody, and we'll be in touch, and you have a wonderful weekend, and take care. Thank you.
Did you
Everybody
see
have a
my
great
note,
weekend.
Cello?
Yes.
And, Mark?
Yes, I did. I did.
All
We're
right.
on. Yep.
Thanks.
Hey, thanks, guys. Thanks for the update.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank
Have a
you.
great
Have a
weekend.
good weekend.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.